Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice. JN Money, from abroad to Yad. And Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Ort Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Ort Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today is Monday, the 9th day of March 2025. Right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands, we do hope and trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable weekend. And to all of you women out there, I hope you enjoyed yesterday, International Women's Day. Trust that everything went well, and you may want to share your experiences and what you did yesterday in terms of celebrating International Women's Day. So we hope and we trust everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable weekend. And of course, those of you who are on our roads, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please be extremely cautious, because if you follow the rules of the road, the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you a happy birthday or a happy belated birthday, whichever is applicable. And to remind you that the For the Record birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola and the Credit Union. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands. You should accept no substitutes. From generation to generation, Coca-Cola still a Cayman classic. And the Credit Union. Credit Union looks forward to serving the Cayman community for the next 50 years and beyond. Those of you who have lost loved ones, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we wish you a speedy recovery, or if you have loved ones there as well, those loved ones, a speedy recovery. And in particular this morning, again, we want to give a big shout out to our colleague here at Radio Cayman, Mr. Joel Wilson. Big shout out to Joel this morning as well. So let's look at the birthday shout outs. We'll start with yesterday. Our good friend, cycling buddy, Mr. Steve Dodds, also known as the Bicycle Doctor. He celebrated his birthday yesterday. And of course, he was 74 years old, so he did his 74 miles yesterday as well. Had a nice breakfast at Over the Edge, celebrating his birthday after, he rode down from East End to Savannah and back up to East End, Queens Highway, out to Kaibo, back from Kaibo, and then we stopped at Over the Edge and had an enjoyable breakfast there as well. So we want to say a happy belated birthday to Mr. Steve Dodds. Steve hails from Bloomington, Indiana, but he has now been visiting the Cayman Islands. But I met him in in the 1980s or 90s. I met Steve, so he's been here a long time. He and his family, as well. They're really part of the East End community. They know everyone. Everyone knows them as well. So again, big shout out to Steve, Mr. Steve Dodds, this morning. We have also been asked to wish Miss Marcella, wish my mother. Person has written and said, "Good morning, Mr. O.C. Please wish my mother, Miss Marcella, a happy birthday from daughter Twyla and grandson Reggie. We love you and pray that you reach many, many more years." Also, let's look at the other birthday greetings. We see our own Mr. Loxley Banks celebrating his birthday today as well. So, he's going to get a double treat today. He gets a birthday shout out, and I'm going to have him in the studio with me at least for a brief period this morning. It wasn't planned, but you would have heard on Friday in our parliament, the Premier, Honorable Andre Ebanks, announced that the Radio Cayman building where we reside right here will be named the Loxley Banks Broadcasting Center. So we're going to have Mr. Loxley Banks in the studio with us. And like I said, he also is celebrating his birthday today. Leon Caldero also celebrating a birthday. Raylene Lindo celebrating a birthday. Let's see who celebrated, others who celebrated birthdays yesterday. Annette Borden celebrated her birthday yesterday as well. And we have also been asked to send out happy birthday greetings to Mr. Niels Godfrey. He's celebrating his 89th birthday today as well. And those birthday greetings are coming from Miss Patricia Forbes Wilson. Some of you may just know her as Miss Pat Forbes, and of course, former member of the Immigration Department as well. So Mr. Niels Godfrey, another living institution in the Cayman Islands. He, along with his brother, Mr. Nicky Godfrey, they know so much about the history of Cayman, and in particular Georgetown as well. So we want to wish Mr. Niels Godfrey a happy birthday, but it's coming in particular from Miss Pat Forbes Wilson. I also want to give a big shout out to a visitor who is on the island. His name is Mr. John Eder. He's from Texas. Not sure if he's listening, but he's been following us right here on Radio Cayman as well. He, along with a group, arrived in Grand Cayman on Friday. He contacted me because some 23 years ago when he was 25 years ago, actually, some 25 years ago, when he was on island, he borrowed one of my bikes, a Trek bike from me as well, and he contacted me when he was on his way here. So I want to give a big shout out to him. I think he has 3 college students with him, as well, and they may want to call in at some point in time in into the show. If not today, maybe on Wednesday as well. So, folks, those are the birthday shout-outs that we have shared with you. And to remind you that, for the record, birthday shout-outs proudly supported by Coca-Cola and the credit union. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands. You should accept no substitutes. From generation to generation, Coca-Cola still a Cayman classic. And the credit union. The credit union looks forward to serving the Cayman community for the next 50 years and beyond. I believe we do have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning there, OC.
Hey, good morning.
How was your weekend?
Oh, weekend was good. Really good. We, as you heard earlier, we did the ride yesterday. Steve, bicycle doctor, he was 74 years of age, so did the ride, had breakfast at Over the Edge as well. A very enjoyable morning.
Yeah.
How was yours?
Did Nobi get there in time to get some of the breakfast, or he was lingering behind?
No. Nobi, he was there all the way. You have to realize that right now, Nobi probably rides more frequently than any of us.
Yeah, because
of his tours, the tours that he has. So he's out there. He keeps talking about the fact that when one of the first Sundays that he rode with us, Richard Pascal actually held on to his seat and pushed him up that little incline there by where Elwitt's house used to be after you cross Moritz, that little incline there. Pushed him all the way up there. He no longer has to do that now.
Wow. Okay. OC, the Constitution is the highest law of the land, right?
Yep.
Okay. OC, if the lawmakers or politician was to exercise Section 16, subsection 4, I don't think there would be any reason, OC, for us to be going through all this immigration reform or putting out to consultation, because why I'm saying this is because they could just go straight to that section and do what they got to do, because that gives them the power to decide about who comes here, and after they get here, where they work, it actually say their movement. That's the wording, movement. I can even decide where to go.
Yeah, but then
the Constitution.
Yeah, but then you have to enshrine that in law afterwards. Right.
Yeah. Right. But that gives you the power, because why I say this is because I don't know if you see on a news service or something like that. You see all the comments and the type of comments that are being made by starter. I guess they might be status holders or people who's trying to get status or expatriate, whatever. You see the type of comments that are being made. Those comments have no respect for what the government is trying to do.
But you got to bear in mind
whatsoever.
You have to bear in mind now that anyone can post those as well. Sometimes even the papers themselves, just to generate conversation or to generate controversy as well.
Yeah, but that is somebody who got a different idea than us.
Yeah. It's still a viewpoint, irrespective of where it's coming from. Yeah.
And somebody is thinking along that line.
Yep.
So because me and you wouldn't put those kind of comments up, right? No, so it's somebody that got a different view than us.
Yep.
So there's those comments not I'm not pleased about them coming from people who I think that wants to integrate with us. That's only they want to integrate.
Yep.
So I don't like that. So that's what I'm saying. If I was the politician, I would use that section in the Constitution and forget about everything else. That would give me the power, outright power. But I don't even know if some of the lawmakers and the elected members even.
I believe they're all aware of it. They're all aware of it now.
You think they're aware?
Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, Dr. McField been beating it up.
yeah.
For quite a mixed between
With all of the
parents and
publicity that it has been getting, they know. Yeah.
yeah, they should. Yeah.
Lord Graham, I got
Thank you,
Mr.
Leonard.
Banks in the studio with me. We're going to go to a commercial break, and I want to have a short chat with him before we go off air for 8 o'clock news. Thank you very much. Continue to listen to us. We should have the DG in the studio with us, Deputy Governor. Of course, yesterday over in Cayman Brac, the DG's 5K took place as well, so we'll hear about that and future events. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Christabella Mahela Ebanks, Certificate of Honor, 1890-1963. Christabella Nee Parsons was a devoted Christian whose life was dedicated to her church and community. She was instrumental in establishing the Bosun Bay School on the Hill in West Bay and was a member of its council. She was an ordained minister and co-founder of the West Bay branch of the Church of God movement, affiliated with Anderson, Indiana, USA. The church started on the hill at Bosun Bay and is now the Church of God Chapel on Town Hall Road, West Bay. Christabella opened her home for church service for many years until the first church was built. She helped people from all walks of life and was loved by all. Christabella and her husband, William Banker Ebanks, had 7 children.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Saturday, April 18th, will be the gathering of the future. The gathering of budding scientists, budding botanists, budding engineers, budding medical specialists, marine biologists, systems architects, and much, much more. The Rotary Central Dr. Bill Rudy's Science Fair will be at the Arc Commander Bay, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. The gathering of the future. Students from over 15 schools across Cayman. Save the date, April 18th. The Rotary Central Dr. Bill Rudy Science Fair, sponsored by CUC, supported by the Cayman Motor Federation. Sign up today. RotaryScienceFair.ky. The future is sparking.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
Back in 76, 7 of us came together with one vision to help Caymanians help themselves. From 7 to over 20,000 strong, we still believe in helping members grow together.
Because when one of us succeed, we all rise.
Visit creditunion.ky to become a member today.
The Credit Union, serving Cayman for 50 years and still growing together.
Babe, not tonight. You keep poking me and I need to be rested for meetings tomorrow.
What? I was almost asleep. That's the mattress spring I keep telling you about, not me. We really need to get a new mattress.
Tossing and turning, back hurting, can't sleep? It might be time to turn in your old mattress and go to bed with a new one. Browse the huge mattress showroom at Brand Source Home Gallery and pick the perfect mattress today. With mattresses to suit every budget, Brand Source Home Gallery stocks a wide selection of sizes and styles like pillow top and gel memory foam. So stop tossing and turning and sleep better tonight with a new mattress from Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Yeah, let me tell you, no AC when I was a boy. I still remember just how good an ice cold Coca-Cola was.
The part is, the coolest moms and dads always had Coca-Cola or parties.
The sound when you pop the top and the fizzle and that after that first sip.
Coca-Cola, from generation to generation, that ice cold bubbly. Coca-Cola, still a Cayman classic.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. 9 minutes before we go to 8 o'clock news, I have a couple of birthday shout-outs and then I want to have a little chat with Mr. Loxley Banks. So we've been asked to send birthday greetings to twin sons Tiroy and Turan Timol. Happy 18th birthday today. Wish them God's richest blessing. Enjoy their day. Lots of love from Mother Merlene and the rest of the family. They attend school, Moore Hill Mount Academy in Kansas City. So happy birthday to them. Do I have another one here as well? Happy birthday to niece Hannah Peralta. Happy birthday yesterday the 8th. Greetings coming from Auntie Ruth James, the rest of the family, daughter Eliza Raquel Wise, and the family as well. So birthday greetings going out to Hannah Peralta. Okay, so here we have in the studio not only the birthday man, but also the gentleman who has one of the founding staff members of Radio Cayman, and he's celebrating his birthday today. And on Friday, the premier announced that the Radio Cayman building here will be named the Loxley Banks Communication Center. Broadcasting Center, Loxley Banks Broadcasting Center. So without any further ado, Mr. Banks, good morning, sir. Happy birthday to you and congratulations.
Thank you, O.C. Thank you.
You know, we always say, people, they get their flowers and their, all of the praise, when they're gone. It's good to be able to hear it while you're alive as well. And while I know that you're an extremely modest person, I'm sure that the naming of this building has some significance to you.
Well, yeah, O.C. I mean, let's say for this journey of establishing a broadcast station in Cayman goes back with me from 1964. When I left here in 1954, and I came back 9 years later, which would have been, I guess, 1963. And I realized what was, things were beginning to stir here. And I said to myself, they need some mass communication process. And I'd been with the Armed Forces Radio and Television Service in my Air Force 4 years before that, or 6 years before that. And I did a little basic survey talk with Mr. Will Coe, which was one of the main merchants. Talk with, I think, Miss Ina, and I talked with one or two of the ones in West Bay. I never got around because I was only came home for 4 or 5 days or a week. I never got out to the east, but Mr. Will said, everybody in this Cayman Islands community would like some avenue to where they, I think the words he used, they say, I got a can of salt beef I brought in 6 weeks ago, and I looked in it this morning or this afternoon, and it's not selling good, but I know if everybody knew that I had salt beef, now, it would be gone. So, I said, yeah. But anyway, and actually, I went back to Miami to my job, and I wrote, the governor at the time, that's who the letter was addressed to, seeking permission to establish an AM broadcast station in Cayman.
Okay.
But, it's funny because I never really got too much acknowledgement about, that I even put in. But before I go any further, and I didn't learn this until Radio Cayman had been on the air maybe 6-7 years. Dora and I was talking, and he said, I put in to have a television station here in that same period. Now, nobody, whoever they were, but we knew who they were, but we won't get into that, ever brought the two of us together. But in my tracing it back, I determined, at least to the best of my knowledge, why it never really coagulated. But that's history. But, I appreciate that they told me about it before the ground was pulled over me. So, but, as I look back, I've been walking the floors here for since 1972. I think that's when the floor of this building was poured.
Okay.
And I was from the ground floor, and I've been walking since 1972. So that's somewhat 54 years.
54 years, yes.
So it's been a great journey, and there's been some hiccups which you expect along the way, but it's been a great journey. A lot of blessings along the way, and I know we're coming up to news here, and how much time we got.
We have about 2 minutes,
and that's just time for this song, and it's sung for us by the two-time governor of the state of Louisiana. And actually, he was a U.S. presidential candidate one time, and a great gospel singer. But I think it's something that we all, those celebrating birthdays today, those who have birthdays coming up, those who had birthdays before, that song, I think, sort of says how we should think about all these things.
Certainly. Why don't we then go to our 8 o'clock news with that song, Miss Susan?
Jimmy sings for us about the Lord's marvelous grace.
I have read in the Bible that God so loved sinners that he let his son die in their place, paid the price for their sins on the old cross of Calvary. Thank the Lord for his marvelous grace. Thank God there's a bridge o'er the river, and we'll see our Redeemer's sweet face. With him we shall reign there forever. Thank the Lord for his marvelous grace. I have read how he said, let your heart not be troubled, for I go to prepare you a place. Streets of gold, gates of pearl, and its walls are of jasper. Thank the Lord for his marvelous grace. Thank God there's a bridge over the river, and we'll see our Redeemer's sweet face. With him we shall reign there forever. Thank the Lord for his marvelous grace. Thank God there's a bridge over the river, and we'll see our Redeemer's sweet face. With him we shall reign there forever. Thank the Lord for his marvelous grace.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller.
It's time for us to end the Wild West of online activity.
Overwhelming support was seen from both sides of the House as Georgetown MP Perlina McGall-Lumsden tabled a private member's motion asking government to consider banning social media usage by under 16s. What she described as a matter of, quote, national importance.
That this honorable House enact legislation to prohibit the creation, possession, or operations of social media accounts by person under the age of 16, and to impose enforceable statutory obligations on social media platforms operating within our jurisdiction to protect our children.
Ms. McGall-Lumsden stressed the motion is not anti-technology or anti-progress, rather a response to a, quote, rapidly evolving public health and child protection crisis.
It is a declaration that mental health, safety, and the development of our children must take precedence over the commercial interests and profit models of global technologies corporation.
The ban, if implemented by government, would limit access to large-scale algorithm-driven user-to-user platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, X, Facebook, Threads, and similar services to children under the age of 16. Thursday's debate lasted for more than 3 hours.
Then you have the acute issue, which is very relevant to the Cayman Islands, of cyberbullying and its connection to youth mental health. This was a topic of conversation at CARICOM. We are not alone.
Mr. Speaker, there's no coincidence at the Youth Parliament. One of the subjects being debated is youth mental health.
Education systems cannot treat social media as an external issue. It has become part of all students' well-being. It has become part of all students' risk. And therein lies that double-edged sword.
The motion passed. While private members' motions allow for debate on important topics, they are generally non-binding on government. Another private member's motion debated in Parliament related to the wearing of masks in public spaces.
We must be honest about the reality on the ground. The Cayman Islands has recently experienced, particularly around the Christmas period, a concerning surge in armed robberies. We are seeing a total masking culture, where perpetrators utilize full head and facial covering to hide their identity.
Mover of the motion, Georgetown MP Kenneth Bryan, asked government to consider amendments to all relevant legislation to restrict public mask wearing by prohibiting the use of non-medical masks and total head coverings in all public spaces, neighborhoods, and commercial establishments nationwide. Mr. Bryan added it would be necessary to distinguish between criminal concealment and medical or occupational necessity. This motion was also met with bipartisan support.
This will make a big change, and we will start to see the wave of crime starting to fall down, because those people that are doing bad will not be able to hide behind this.
Wearing face masks for medical purposes has sort of become normalized. You'll see people wearing them on the airplane. If somebody's got the cold, they'll wear one, but you clearly can see and identify who those individuals are.
Considering the work of the Ministry of Home Affairs, we invest a significant amount of the people's money into the national CCTV
CCTV system that we have around this country, expanding throughout Cayman Brac and moving into Little Cayman to secure our people. But all of that money goes to waste if we can't even identify who's frolicking and gallivanting around our streets.
The motion passed unanimously. Parliament will resume tomorrow at 10 a.m. after today's youth parliamentarian debates, which you can listen to live on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller.
BBC News with Emily Thomas. G7 finance ministers are meeting in a crisis session as the world braces for the economic fallout of Donald Trump's war on Iran. They're expected to discuss releasing oil reserves after the price of a barrel passed $100 for the first time in 4 years. African nations, many reliant on oil imports, are feeling the effects of disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz. The South African and Egyptian currencies have weakened on inflation fears. Asian countries have scrambled to limit the war's impact on their economies and consumers. Heavy explosions have continued to rock Tehran after Iran named its new supreme leader. Israel said it had begun a new round of wide-scale strikes on Tehran, Isfahan and southern Iran. BBC News.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Saturday, April 18th, will be the gathering of the future. The gathering of budding scientists, budding botanists, budding engineers, budding medical specialists, marine biologists, systems architects, and much, much more. The Rotary Central Dr. Bill Rudy Science Fair will be at the Arc Commander Bay, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. The gathering of the future. Students from over 15 schools across Cayman. Save the date, April 18th. The Rotary Central Dr. Bill Rudy Science Fair, sponsored by CUC, supported by the Cayman Motor Federation. Sign up today. RotaryScienceFair.ky. The future is sparking.
An evening of music takes you on a tour of Echoes of Spring, Rhythms of the Heart, a John Gray Memorial Concert at the Harkwheel Theatre on Sunday, March 15 at 6 p.m. An impressive lineup of local talents including Glenn Inanga, Eric Nicholson, Karen Carafelli, Anika Jefferson, and more. Tickets are $25 and bring a guest for free. In support of the Lila Nell Ebanks Music Fund. WhatsApp 925-5531 to get your tickets today. That's 925-5531. Echoes of Spring, Rhythms of the Heart. Sunday, March 15 at 6 p.m. at the Harkwheel Theatre.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
Let's hear it for your Wildcat cheerleaders.
Aunt Angie, weren't you a cheerleader?
The best in the Western Hemisphere, until I attempted that switch kick, double twist roundhouse.
Huh?
Exactly. I must have been in the air for 20 seconds before I fell into that snare drum. I set a world record, though, and thankfully I could trust the CG Medical Portal with my claims. All 37 of them.
The CG Medical Portal. Safe and secure. CG Britcay. Good like that.
Craving something bold, juicy, and packed with flavor? Introducing KFC's new crispy barbecue sandwich served on a soft, buttery brioche bun. That's 100% KFC premium chicken breast, perfectly crispy, deliciously smoky with crispy onions, cheddar cheese, and barbecue sauce. Just the right amount of messy in the best way possible. Stacked with layers of bold KFC flavor, this sandwich is your new obsession. But hurry, it's only at KFC for a limited time. So what are you waiting for? Get yours today at any of the 3 KFC locations on island. KFC, finger licking good, just got bolder.
Pleasant good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 82 degrees. Relative humidity is 78%. The barometric pressure is 30.01 inches and rising. The wind is northeast at 9 knots. Overnight low temperature was 76 degrees. Synopsis indicate moderate winds with slight to moderate seas expected across the Cayman area as a ridge of high pressure dominates the weather pattern. Isolated showers are expected from time to time due to low-level moisture embedded within the trades. Radar imagery show a few showers south of the Cayman area, moving westward. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers, and temperatures will be near the mid to upper 80s with a heat index near 93 degrees Fahrenheit. Your winds will be east to northeast at 10 to 15 knots, and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with cloudy conditions and a 30% chance of showers, and temperatures falling to the mid-70s tonight. Winds east to northeast at 10 to 15 knots, and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Low tide will be in a few minutes at 8:19, high tide this afternoon at 12:14, and a low tide again tonight at 7:35. The sun will set this evening at 6:32 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:38. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through Wednesday.
Radio Cayman News.
Police have arrested a 52-year-old man on suspicion of robbery.
Carried out a search at a West Bay residence and during the operation located and arrested.
Identified a disciplinary matter involving several students.
Two Grand Court trials are set to begin today following the swearing-in of juries earlier this week.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
7 days a week.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Craving something new? Dive into Subway's new seafood subs. 3 recipes inspired by the flavors of the coast, including the crunchy seafood bliss, the scrumptious chipotle tuna crunch, and the delicious breaded fish and ranch sub, made with our new breaded fish nuggets. Subway's new seafood subs. 3 recipes made to rock the boat. Only at Subway.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Let's take a look at the latest traffic update. Coming from the east, expect moderate flow of traffic further up. Further down, a little different story as traffic is steadier as you approach the Linford Pearson Highway, and slow-moving traffic on Cool Road heading to Georgetown. Heading east on Cool Road, traffic is moving at a moderate pace and traffic flowing moderately in both directions on Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue. As we turn our attention to Owen Roberts Drive, traffic is light to moderate as well as coming from the West Bay four-way stop. Looking towards the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is steady heading to the Georgetown area and heading to the West Bay area. On the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is moving light to moderate. And that's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12. We'll give you another look at traffic.
For the Health of It, heard on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and repeated on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. is brought to you by The Light Room. Tired of being unwell and struggling to find the energy and vitality to live the life you desire? Come get recharged from the inside out at The Light Room. Our non-invasive, holistic energy enhancement system detoxifies and energizes the body, enabling self-healing and balance. Book online at www.thelightroom.ky or call 938-HEAL, 38 Pasadora Place, GT.
Healthcare Pharmacy, caring about your health for the past 25 years. Radio Cayman's premier health show.
Alzheimer's and dementia, are they the same disorder?
Yeah, I think that's a very important question.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Is heard on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. and on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbor, where they care about your health. Transfer and refill your prescription online. Visit healthcarepharmacy.ky or call 947-8900. Healthcare Pharmacy, now with a second location in Governor's Square. Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health.
Crime does not pay. The government's official receiver and the Royal Cayman Islands Police are hosting a public auction of high-end electronics and kitchen appliances. This initiative supports the fight against money laundering by removing the benefit of crime. Join us this Saturday, the 14th of March, from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Lions Center. Every bid makes our community safer. Pre-register now at CaymanAuctions.com.
Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Again, big congratulations to Mr. Loxley Banks. Happy birthday to him as well. And congratulations on the Radio Cayman's building being named in his honor. So what we're going to talk about is another event, an event that is becoming an institution here in the Cayman Islands as well. And you would have heard on Friday, we had the Deputy Governor in the studio with us, along with Ms. Ventisha Connolly, and we were talking about the DG's 5K Challenge. And of course, it is back the month of March, and the races that will take place in the Three Islands, of course, yesterday took place in Cayman Brac. You also heard the DG talking about the beginning, how this event began, and he referred to Miss Jennifer Ahearn as being the co-chair, but he said, really, she's the chair. She does it all. So it is my pleasure to have her in the studio with me this morning. First time in her spanking brand new refurbished studio as well. So Miss Jennifer, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me on. And yes, these are very swanky new studios you have, OC.
Thank you.
Nice to be here. But good morning to all of the listeners.
So how did things go yesterday in the Brac?
We had a great day yesterday in Cayman Brac. I want to give a huge shout out to Miss Ventisha Connolly, who was on with you Friday morning, and Miss Shavela Burke, who lead the charge in Cayman Brac for us, and all of the volunteers over there who made it all happen. We had absolutely beautiful weather yesterday morning. We had over 100 registrations. People registered for the event and come out and join us. And it was really fantastic. I'm really so happy to see so many people that were able to come out, enjoy some fresh air, get to have some fellowship and see people and have a nice chat, get some exercise, do something good for their bodies. And then, of course, we're raising funds this year to support 3 incredible charities, Jasmine, the Special Olympics of the Cayman Islands, and the Breast Cancer Foundation. So people were out supporting them as well. So it was great. It was fantastic.
And Jasmine, has a history with the DG's 5K as well. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's right. So when we had our very first DG's 5K in 2014, Derek Haynes was running, I don't know if you remember, he was running, I think he ran 6 marathons to raise funds for Jasmine's new home.
Right.
They were then Cayman Hospice Care. And so the DG said, why don't we, with our 5K, see if we can support Derek Haynes' campaign and donate some funds to Jasmine. And so, I think I made 2 phone calls, one to Cineco and one to DART, and they came on board as our first ever sponsors for the first ever DG's 5K. And off we went, and we said, it'd be great to raise some money to support them. And of course, being the first DG's 5K and being the first beneficiary, I can't remember, we raised something like just over $12,000 or $15,000 for Jasmine. But in the years following that, we raised $50,000, $40,000. And so we sort of felt like Jasmine got a bit of a bad turn. So we've always talked about maybe going back and supporting them again. So the DG decided, as this is the final DG's 5K that he's leading before his retirement, that he wanted to use this opportunity to go back and try and give Jasmine a little more money this time around.
Great, yeah. And he did point out on Friday that the goal at that time was to raise about $5,000, and they raised something like about $13,000.
That's right. Yeah, well, we said, it would be great. We'll try and raise $5,000 and have 500 people. And we raised $12,500, and I think we had close to 700 people at the first one. So,
great.
Yeah, and that's where it all started.
Yeah, we know that his goal would be to have at least 2,500 participants and to raise at least $100,000, and we want to help him work towards that goal as well. So we want to talk about how people can participate, either individually or companies as well. And we know that there's so much going on in the Cayman Islands these days. Yesterday, there was the Cross Island relay that took place as well. I know there was a cycling group, Jerome's group, that does a breakfast ride. They were doing honoring Women's Month ride as well. Yeah. And then, of course, we had the DJ 5K over in the BRAC as well. So trying to find a date when you're not competing with other events is extremely, extremely difficult. Yeah. But we would want as many persons as possible, to support this event, and as many businesses as possible to donate as well. So let's try to see how we can rope them in.
Yeah, well, that would be fantastic. And you're absolutely right. I mean, one of the amazing things I think about the Cayman Islands is just the level of community events that's going on and the community support that you see out there. And so two of our beneficiaries this year actually also had events on the weekend. Saturday evening was the Breast Cancer Foundation Light Up the Night, and Jasmine had their coin drive, their flag day as well. So there's definitely a lot going on. But we're in Little Cayman next weekend. So Sunday morning, starting and finishing at the Southern Cross Club. And if you want to get signed up for the race in Little Cayman or the one here, which is on the 29th, it's racecaribbean.com. It's a slightly different website than it's been in the past. Okay. It used to be racecaribbean.net, I think. But they have a new platform, and it's racecaribbean.com, which is actually a lot easier to remember.
Yes.
And you can go on there to get signed up. The registration fees, we have kept them at the same level since we started in 2014, which is $25 for 18 and up and $10 for 17 and under for children and youth. If you are a civil servant, you can use payroll deduction to pay your registration fees. But otherwise, we are asking everyone to pay online. So you can go online with your credit card and get signed up. If there are companies that would like to register and support or cover the cost of their team registering, we can issue you a promo code that you can use. So if you are a company looking to register a group that way, you can reach out to dg5k@gov.ky, and we'll get you set up as a group in a system. And then we are really, really hoping, as you said, to hit that 2,500 mark. We were 15 people shy last year.
Wow.
We almost got there last year. So yeah, just to really encourage everyone to come out and support the event. And if you've never done a 5K before, if you're not sure that it's something that you can do, I would encourage you to come out and give it a try. Everybody from, the very, very, very fit, very, very fast weekend warriors who will be at the front of the start line and the front of the finish line, to everybody with their strollers just out for a Sunday morning stroll. It's really an incredible event that you can walk, you can run, you can do a little bit of both, but just come out and enjoy the energy. We get such an amazing sense of community at the start line when we all gather. It starts and finishes the one here at the government admin building.
Yeah. If our cycling group had put our bikes down last year, you probably would have reached that 2,500 because we were there to the start. But the amount of excitement that was displayed, at the start of that event, it's unbelievable, and you get to see people that you haven't seen before, and make new friends and everything.
Yeah, and it's fantastic, and the energy just carries you along. We have 3 water stops along the way, so you can grab a sip of water. We do ask you to bring reusable water bottles. We're trying to cut down on the amount of waste that we generate from the event. But yeah, I mean, the number of people that have told me that they'd never done a 5K before, they didn't know if they would be able to to finish it. And they said, I was chatting with my friend, my neighbor I hadn't seen, and all of a sudden we were finished. And the energy around the start and finish line is really fantastic. We have people there cheering everybody in. And of course, your registration is also your entry into the raffle for some random prizes.
Okay, great.
So we do have age group top 3 medals, finishers. But if you're not one of those top 3 people, you could still win a prize in the random raffle. And we have some great prizes that have been donated by companies in the community for services and meals and gym memberships and things like that. So there's a little something for everyone to come out and be part of it. And it's racecaribbean.com to get signed up.
Okay, so Ms. Jennifer, let's talk about the theme for this year and the appropriateness of that, the significance of that.
Yeah. So this year's theme is honoring the journey powered by heart. And when the committee was discussing what, every year we try and come up with a theme that sort of fits the charities that we're supporting and sort of captures the essence of the event as well. And when we looked at the 3 beneficiaries, the Jasmine, Special Olympics, and the Breast Cancer Foundation, and then we also were talking about how this will be Mr. Manderson's last DG 5K as our DG, last time that he will be leading it. And we thought, it's the journeys that are reflected in, Mr. Manderson's journey as Deputy Governor, the journey of the DG's 5K since we started it in 2014, the journey of the Special Olympics athletes who are all training and getting ready to go to the World Games in Chile next year, and of course the journey of the patients and families that are supported by the Breast Cancer Foundation and by Jasmine. And we thought that was a common thread across the sort of the beneficiaries and the event. And then Powered by Heart was something that came up because we thought, heart is foundational, it's fundamental to the work that all of these beneficiaries are doing.
Yes.
The Special Olympics athletes, they train with such, courage and heart and sort of pushing and their dedication and commitment. And then the caring heart of the Jasmine team and of course the Breast Cancer Foundation. And then the other thing is that, part of our civil service values, one of them is passion and heart and caring. And I think a lot of people will tell you, Mr. Manderson has really tried to make the civil service understand the importance of caring. And he has made sure that we've worked very hard to be a very caring employer. And he's a very caring person. So the committee really felt that, honoring the journey powered by heart really sort of reflected all of those things. And sort of that's where we came up with the theme this year.
Okay. So a little bit more about the event. You said you started in 2014. Over the years, talk about, some of the changes that you've seen, the improvements, from year to year as well.
Yeah. So when we started in 2014, and I'm sure Mr. Manderson shared this on Friday, it came out of a conversation that he and I had. He was on his own personal health journey and wellness journey, and he was going to a lot of 5Ks and participating in all of these events and looking around, and he felt that he didn't see a lot of civil service representation. And I was at the Ministry of Health at the time, and we had the National Healthcare Conference, and the theme had been workplace wellness that year. And so he and I were having this conversation, and I said, well, maybe what you should do is have your own 5K and encourage the civil service to come out and support your 5K. And that's sort of where it all began. And so over the years, we started with when we did the first one, I think there were 5 of us that started the planning. And then the next year I was able to get some more people on board who brought different skill sets and expertise, and we got a little more organized with our fundraising, which was really good. And then we just we've just seen the event sort of grow from year to year. And every year I am so amazed at the incredible work that the committee does and the level of support that we get from our volunteers. Everybody is doing this as, under any other duties that may be assigned from time to time. And the commitment that we have and the teamwork that we get is just incredible. And just the numbers that we've had come from the community have continued to sort of increase every year.
Every year, yes.
And we, of course, had the pause for COVID. And, so the numbers took a couple of years to come sort of back up again. But as I said, last year, we almost got 2,500 people. And it's just really fantastic to see that level of support.
Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, the conversation with Miss Jennifer Ahearn will continue. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget, our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Hey, new drivers. Don't just drive, drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
Cayman, it's time to move. 20% of Cayman's population are not meeting the World Health Organization recommended minimum of 150 minutes of physical activity per week for adults ages 18 to 69. That is just 20 minutes a day. The STEPS 2023 National Health Survey gives us information on the prevalence of risk factors for non-communicable diseases, and movement impacts them all. Your health matters. Let's step into Wellness Cayman. Learn more by logging on to gov.ky/steps.
The Lions Club of Grand Cayman, Delano Hislop Pace, 5K and 10K Walk Run is back on April 12th. Whether you're trying to stay a bit fitter, looking to invest more time in your community, or just looking for a reason to get out in the sun, the Delano Hislop Walk Run is the perfect opportunity to keep your goals in check. Visit the Lions Club Facebook page for registration details. The 2026 Delano Hislop Pace Walk Run, Sunday, April 12th. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman, proudly serving the community for over 50 years.
Happy 50th anniversary, Radio Cayman. My name is Carl Brown. You're the spirit and the ethos of the Caymanian people. Lomax Rankin in the mornings. Cheryl Ann and Joy Brandon reading news. Dorian Miller, the first talk show host. Sportscaster Ed Bush. What a memory. Radio Cayman is more than the voice. It is the soul of the Cayman Islands.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. For those of you who are just joining us, in the studio with me is Miss Jennifer Ahearn, who is the chair, but the Deputy Governor says she really is the chair. She's the one who's, provides all of the energy behind this. We're talking about the DG's 5K challenge. Of course, it took place over in Cayman Brac yesterday. It will take place in Little Cayman on Sunday, the 15th of March, and then on the 29th of March will take place in Grand Cayman. Before I go throw the mic back over to Miss Jennifer. We have a birthday greeting here that I want to share with you. It says, birthday greetings to Venice Maria Johnson from her loving daughter, Sasha Carter, and loving grandson, Hubert Walker. Mrs. Johnson, who turns 80 years old on Thursday, the 12th of March, reveals a brief history of her life in the Cayman Islands. Mrs. Johnson, who went on the Kirk Pride to Tampa to work for the Colonel family in 1967, returned home to the Cayman Islands, to Grand Cayman, to permanently reside on the island for 59 years and has worked in various industries since then. She loves the fast-paced lifestyle of Grand Cayman and doesn't see herself living anywhere else. Grand Cayman is now her home away from home, and Mrs. Johnson has made many friends from living in this jurisdiction. So we want to wish Mrs. Johnson a happy birthday when it comes on Thursday, the 12th of March. But God's willing, if I'm here on Wednesday, we will give her a shout out much closer to her birthday. And then on Friday, we will also wish her a happy belated birthday as well. So we're going to talk about the DG's, 5K. And you, while we were off mic, you were talking about the event in Cayman Brac and some of the opportunities that took place there, and the chief nursing officer, I think as well, her activities over there. Ms. Jennifer.
Yeah, so I was telling you off air that one of the great things that's happening this year, along with the DG's 5K, is the Ministry of Health, Environment and Sustainability are launching a national movement campaign to tie it in with the DG's 5K. So the Chief Nursing Officer, Miss Felicia McLean, was in Cayman Brac with us for the weekend. And while people were doing their package pickup on Saturday, they had an opportunity to do a health check.
Wow.
So the public health team were there, and they were doing height and weight, cholesterol, glucose, and blood pressure, and just encouraging people to take the opportunity to know their numbers. So we're hoping that we'll be able to offer that on Saturday in Little Cayman as well. I know that the Chief Nursing Officer is working on that. And then for package pickup here in Grand Cayman, that will also be offered. We'll have the public health team out. So if you want to do a quick check-in on some of your health statistics, they'll have that available for you. But the if you want to find out more about the National Movement Challenge, you can check out gov.ky/MoveItCayman. And the Ministry of Health is starting to roll that out, with the official launch coming at the DG's 5K on the 29th at the end of the month. So it's a bit of a sneak peek that Cayman Brac was able to get on Saturday and Sunday. So that was really quite cool as well.
Okay. Now, we want to do as much as we can to encourage, people to participate. And, while we're looking to increase the numbers and looking to increase the numbers as far as participation and as far as donation is concerned, the other end of the spectrum is what those persons who participate, what they gain from it, either physically or emotionally as well. And as a civil servant or as a member of the private sector, you may know someone who may have benefited from one of these organizations that stand to benefit from the proceeds, of the DG's 5K, or you may want to do something to honor, someone who has passed on, or someone who, may be ill at this point in time as well. And what better opportunity? It's a perfect opportunity for them to do so as well. Ms. Jennifer?
Yeah, no, absolutely. The DG talks about there's no downside to this. You get to come out and do something that's good for you. You get to get physically active and moving. As you mentioned earlier, the energy of the event, the fellowship, the camaraderie. So just emotionally, it's a great event as well. And these are beneficiaries that have probably touched everybody's lives here in some way, shape, or form. And your registration fee of $25 in and of itself on its own, that's something that I'm sure they'd be happy to have. But when you think about the collective impact of all of us coming together, putting our $25 registration fee or $10 for 17 and under together, and getting the benefit, that the beneficiaries getting that collective benefit. Last year, we gave each of our beneficiaries $33,000 for the work that they were planning to do. That's an incredible sort of cumulative impact of our $25 coming together. Absolutely.
And I must declare an interest in that as well, because
that's right.
The Scouts
Last
organization
year,
did benefit as well, and thanks again for that.
Yeah, and it's such an incredibly gratifying feeling to be part of something so positive. And on a personal level, my mother-in-law passed 2 years ago from breast cancer, and hospice care was a big part of her journey towards the end of her life. So, I've seen firsthand sort of the impact on families of some of these things. So, to be able to support the work that these people are doing, and to do it, in memory of my mother-in-law, and I'm sure that everyone on that listening knows somebody, a friend, family member, some loved one that has been impacted in some way. And then, the DG, he will reflect and tell you that one of the memories he has from the event is watching the Special Olympians enter the stadium in Los Angeles when we supported them the first time. And to know the journey that some of those Special Olympians have taken, and the community support that Special Olympics puts around them, to be able to support that as well is pretty special. So it's a the event, and sort of the purpose of the event from when we started was to get people out, to provide an avenue for for the triple win. Basically, you get to come out and do something good for yourself physically. You get to come out and be with friends and family and neighbors, and then you get to support some incredible work in the community.
Okay, and DG did mention when he was here on Friday as well that this event now has extended beyond our shores, because we know that deputy governors in other overseas territories, they have their meetings, they talk, and we see where the Turks and Caicos, their DG, what's her name, Anya Williams?
Yes. Yeah, so I think it was 2 years ago the DG hosted the DG meeting here in Cayman, and it happened to coincide with the 5K. And so he was able to strongly encourage his colleagues to come out and participate. And they were absolutely floored to see how many people had come out, and to see, feel the energy of the event, and see how it was being done. And so, Miss DG Williams went back and said to her team, I want my own DG's 5K. And so last year, for the first time, the DG's 5K went global, and they had one in TCI. And I believe she had that. She was hosting the DG meeting as well. So our DG was able to go and be part of that event as well. So, and that's such an incredible thing, to think that something that we've been doing here is now, having an impact well beyond our shores. And in TCI, I can't remember exactly how much they raised, but it was a really impressive figure. And again, it was going to support charities there. So it's nice to see that sort of our impact has gone global.
Excellent. Ms. Susan, we're going to take that commercial break now. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Whether you're walking, running, cycling, playing outdoors, doing household chores, or basically any job requiring physical labor is movement. Staying active is known to benefit both physical and mental health and is a key contributor to longevity of life. On Sunday, March 29th, the Cayman Islands government will be launching Move It Cayman, the National Movement Challenge. Your health matters. Let's step into Wellness Cayman. Learn more by logging on to gov.ky/Move It Cayman.
Radio Cayman Super Jam Show, the #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio.
Brought to you by these kind sponsors.
The Cayman Islands Football Association, CIFA, building a better future for Cayman football.
Cayman Insurance Center.
Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call me today, Michael Webster, at 925-5433.
UWI Open Campus, on-site, online, and on demand.
Visit open.uwi.edu. Call them today at 946-8322.
And Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola.
The #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio.
With Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Miss Jennifer Ahearn, who is the co-chair of the Deputy Governor's 5K. That DG's 5K took place yesterday, the 8th of March in Cayman Brac. It will take place on March 15th in Little Cayman, and then on the 29th of March is on Grand Cayman. Looking to exceed or to reach the goal of donations, contributions, 100,000, and the number of participants to 2,500. Last year, you had 2,000. What was it?
2,485.
485. Yes, so close, so close. And if my cyclists or my cycling group, if we had all registered, they would have reached that. 2,500. That conversation, of course, is taking place. That voice that you heard there is Ms. Jennifer Ahearn. So we're going to talk now about the event itself, what it entails, and talk about some of the rivalries as well. We know that over the years, several rivalries, have arisen during that period of time as well. So over to you.
Yeah, so to pick up on the rivalries, so one of the things that we have is trophies for participation. And so we have a corporate cup, which is for the private sector company with the most participants. And that has been a hotly contested category. So for many years, Maples were the holders of our corporate cup. And they could be counted on to come out in force and to take home that coveted trophy. And 2 years ago, I think it was, Appleby actually beat them. And Appleby was able to get more people registered and take home the corporate cup. So, of course, Appleby are the diamond sponsors. We're very, very grateful for their support. And they have been sponsors since 2015. And they've always come out in a strong show of support with sponsorship. But in the last couple of years, they've also come out with big numbers to take home the corporate cup.
Wow.
So the team from Maples, needless to say, were not very pleased when they weren't able to take the trophy home. So every year when the registrations start coming in, we sort of keep an eye to see whether, and it was fairly close last year. I will say Appleby did come on very strong, but Maples were nipping at their heels. Health City also comes on with a strong showing as well, and they've come close a couple of years, but not quite managed to win the corporate cup. So that's one of the things that's really fun to see. And then, of course, we also have trophies for the statutory authority or government company with the highest number of participants. And the Health Services Authority are the defending champions on that.
Wow.
And I know that the CEO and her team make sure that they rally the troops to come out. We had a number of the team from HSA at the event yesterday in Cayman Brac, which was fantastic. The HSA are the so far undefeated trophy holders of that statutory authority with the most participants.
Okay, let's see which one has the opportunity to sort of challenge them. Not many that are as big as
That's true. That's true. But
they may have to combine their resources to do so.
But, like someone like maybe the Airports Authority or maybe the Ports Authority, they might be able to challenge the HSA if they put some numbers behind it, got some people registered and came out. So it's fantastic to see that. And then within core government, we have a trophy for the highest number of registrations or highest number of participants. And we also have one for the highest percentage of participation because we recognized when we started doing the trophies that there will be entities that are relatively small will never, ever be able to get the highest number of participants. So we have the one for the highest percentage. And last year we had a three-way tie. We had 3 agencies that had 100% participation, and they were the Central Procurement Office, the Cadet Corps, and the Department of Financial Assistance.
Wow.
Yeah, and the Department of Financial Assistance also won the trophy for the most registrants as well. So they were double trophy holders. So Director Tamara there is always really, really brilliant at getting her team registered and out to support the event. She's been an absolute stalwart for us to support the event. So the Commissioner of Police actually and his team had the trophy the year before for the most participants, but Ms. Tamara was able to take that away last year. So it'll be interesting to see whether the police come out in force and take the trophy away from Department of Financial Assistance. I think some of the other agencies in the past, it was always immigration. Immigration won the trophy for the first 4 or 5 years that we had it, I think. But then they haven't been coming out in the numbers anymore.
And then, of course, they split with what you had work now in CBC, so that would have affected them as well. Yeah. Got to defend them some way.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, and the fire services won it 1 year as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So it had that trophy for the most participants has sort of been to a few different agencies. So there's lots of opportunities for bragging rights if you want to get your team together and get the numbers up. And we've had a lot of support this year because it is the last one that DG Manderson will lead as the deputy governor. So
that's historic. It's a historic one.
It is. It really is. And we'll have to see what the new DG decides, whether they want to continue the event or whether this will be, whether they will decide that it's been such. Mr. Manderson has been just such an incredible leader as our deputy governor generally, but also of this event. Yeah. He's really,
his fingerprints are all over it.
So. So, but I think he gets when he discusses it, and he'll be here shortly to talk to us about it. But the benefit that he sees of this sort of across so many different areas, and just in terms of getting this people out to get some physical activity. He's talked publicly about his own issues when he had his heart attack.
His journey,
and the journey that he has been on and continues to be on, to look at how to sort of have optimal health and well-being, and then the importance of supporting these beneficiaries that are playing such an incredible role in our community.
Yes.
And supporting the community as well, and just the opportunity to have some fun, do something that's really good for you and it's good for the community, and you get to come out and enjoy the outdoors on a beautiful Sunday morning.
So for those individuals as well as entities who may be sort of like dragging their feet as far as registration is concerned, we have about 5 minutes before we go to our headline news at 9 o'clock. So let's talk about the registration process and how they, I know you did mention it before, but the earlier people register, probably the better.
Yeah, absolutely. So you go to Race Caribbean, racecaribbean.com is the website. The registration is all online this year. And if you are a civil servant, you have the opportunity to pay using your payroll deduction or salary deduction. You'll just need your employee number. But otherwise, you can go online and pay with the credit card online. The earlier you register for Grand Cayman, the lower your bib number will be. So if you're one of those participants who likes to get a nice low bib number, time is of the essence. And right now, I will say we're over 500 for the Grand Cayman event. RaceCaribbean.com is the place to go to register. And the package pickup, so the event here in Grand Cayman is a timed race. So we have a timing system, and there's a timing chip in your race bib. So that's really important, actually, to make sure that you're wearing your race bib and not someone else's, because they'll be in the system that way. And we start and finish here at the Government Admin Building, 6:30 a.m. And in Little Cayman, we're going to start and finish at the Southern Cross Club at 6:30 a.m. The Little Cayman race it does not have a timing system. It's much more relaxed and very enjoyable race. So in Little Cayman this weekend, we have Gay from the Seahorse Cafe who will be providing the water stop, which usually includes things like cookies and scones and sometimes chocolate croissants. And so that is a really unique feature of the Little Cayman event. And you can get registered online and then get your race bib and your shirt from Shuba at the Hungry Iguana, or the Iggy, in Little Cayman for Sunday. And then if you, as a company, would like to sponsor your team and you want to cover the cost of their registration fees, we can give you a code that you can use for group registration. So you can just send an email to dg5k@gov.ky and just say that, Company X, you want to sign up your group and cover the cost of their registration and pay by check offline. And we'll give you a code that you can use for that.
Can you repeat that, how to contact that?
Yeah, so it's dg5k@gov.ky to get a company registration code. And if you are someone who would like to sponsor, we still do have a few sponsorship opportunities available. and that is support DG5K at gov.ky. And we're also looking for donations for the raffle prizes. So we've had some fantastic prizes coming in already, and your entry as a participant also includes an entry into the random raffle after the event. We have some gift certificates for some fantastic restaurants. We've got some gift certificates for some local stores. We've got some gym memberships and just all kinds of great prizes up for grabs as well. So even as we were talking about earlier, if you're not looking for a podium finish necessarily, you may still walk away with a prize in the draw after the event.
And so it's extremely important that people not only participate, but at the end of the event, don't just jump into your car and rush off again.
Yeah.
There are lots of things to do after that, in terms of socializing, and that's when the raffle will take place as well.
That's right.
Now, do you have to be present?
You've got to be there to win.
Yes, yeah.
You've got to be there to win. Yeah, so it's you don't want to miss that opportunity. And as you said, after the event, we have coffee, we have fruit, we have juice, we have lots of opportunities to stay and socialize. And we aim to finish everything by 9 a.m.
Okay.
So we try to wrap it all up because we know that people have other things to go and do on their Sunday.
Yes.
And
Some at least.
Yeah.
Some people,
already done
hang out all day.
But I mean, it's really, if you've never done the DG's 5K, this would be a great opportunity to come out and do it. It's an experience that it's really, and I obviously am completely biased when I say these things, but it's just, the energy is just incredible, and you just kind of get caught up in it all, and you're doing something that's really good for yourself, you're doing something that's really good for the community, and you're part of just making such an incredible impact.
Yep. Okay, and of course, if you're new on the island as well, what better way to meet people and maybe make friends and network and everything else. Folks, top of the hour, we're going to go to our headline news. We should be joined shortly by the Honorable Franz Manderson, Deputy Governor of the Cayman Islands, his event that we're talking about. So don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
You're invited to Parliament today to watch Kids in Action for the 19th Annual Youth Parliament Debate, which kicks off at 10 a.m., or you can tune into our sister station live at Breeze 105.3 FM. Just before that, at 9:45, government is hosting a Fly a Flag for Commonwealth Day ceremony at the Government Administration Building. In international news, the benchmark oil price has passed $100 a barrel for the first time since 2022 as the Middle East war enters a 10th day. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer says the longer the war goes on, quote, the more likely the potential for an impact on the economy, and that he's working to minimize the effects on UK businesses. In the United States, President Donald Trump says the, quote, short-term price increase is a, quote, very small price to pay for world peace. Iran has named the son of the Ayatollah, who was killed 9 days ago by U.S.-Israeli strikes, as its new supreme leader. Meanwhile, in Bahrain, 32 people have been injured after an Iranian drone strike. An alleged Bondi Beachman gunman Naveed Nakram has sought a court order to prevent media from publishing details of his immediate family over concerns about their safety. The 24-year-old, who faces 59 charges, including 15 counts of murder over the December 14th attack on a Jewish festival, did not appear in person at today's hearing. His lawyer applied to the court in Sydney on his behalf for a non-publication order on the names, addresses, and places of work and school for his mother, brother, and sister. The magistrate granted a temporary order citing global interest in the case, but noted that his mother's name had already been widely publicized. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
At
HSA, we strive to provide the highest standard of care with compassion, integrity, and dedication. And so we say thank you, Cayman, for continuing to make us the most awarded organization on island by voting us the best of Cayman Islands in 9 medical categories. Your support reminds us why we do what we do, to serve the Cayman community with kindness and excellence. To find out more about our award-winning services, visit hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. For those of you who may just be joining us, we are talking about the Deputy Governor's 5K Challenge. It took place on Cayman Brac yesterday, the 8th of March. It will take place in Little Cayman on the 15th of March. And the grand finale right here on Grand Cayman on Sunday, the 29th of March. So we're talking with the co-chair, Ms. Jennifer Ahearn. We'll be joined by the Deputy Governor during this discussion as well. So we're looking forward to having him in the studio with us. Earlier you heard us talking about registration, and we want you, our listening, viewing audience, those of you who would want to participate, help us to make those numbers this year. $100,000 in terms of donation, monies collected, so that that money can be distributed to the 3 charities that will benefit. And Ms. Jennifer will tell you about those 3 charities as well. And also reaching the milestone of 2,500 participants for the 3 events as well. Last year they fell 15 participants short of that, so that should be easy to reach, but we want you to set a new record, and then we'll look to surpass that record every year as well. So over to you, Ms. Jennifer.
Great, thank you very much, and good morning again to everyone. Yes, so the Deputy Governor's 5K, we had a fantastic morning yesterday in Cayman Brac, and I just do want to say thank you again to Miss Ventisha Connolly and Shavela Burke, who led the charge in organizing that event, and to the amazing volunteers in Cayman Brac who came out and made sure that we had everything was set up and ready for us when we got there, and kept us safe on the road and the water stops. And so thank you to everyone, and just to all of the participants who came. We had a couple of families that came over from Grand Cayman and were on the road with us yesterday morning. We had Carol McKenzie, who has a running group here, and she has come over to Cayman Brac. I'm not even sure how many years now it's been, and every year she brings 1 or 2 more people.
Oh, wow.
So, and she was top finisher in her age group. So congrats to Miss Carol for that. But yeah, yesterday morning was just fantastic. And as I was mentioning earlier, we had Miss Felicia McLean, who's the Chief Nursing Officer, and one of the public health nurses who were there on Saturday for the race package pickup as part of the Move It Cayman campaign that the Ministry of Health is getting ready to launch. And they were offering some health checks, some free health checks. So they were offering blood pressure, glucose, cholesterol, height, and weight. So I did go and took advantage of it, as did some of my friends that I was there with, and we all made sure we had very healthy lunches after we had our health checks done. So we will be offering those health checks as well, hopefully on Saturday in Little Cayman. We're just working on some of the final details. And then during package pickup here in Grand Cayman as well, when you'll have the opportunity to do a free health check there. And it's the National Movement Campaign will be kicking off officially at the DG's 5K on the 29th of March. And you can check gov.ky/MoveIt-Cayman to get some more information, to get signed up for that too. But if you want to sign up for the DG's 5K, racecaribbean.com is where you want to go. And we're raising money for 3 fantastic charities this year. Jasmine, which was formerly known as Hospice. So Jasmine is raising funds this year for what's called a cuddle bed. So this is a very specialized hospital bed that allows the family and the loved ones to be able to lie next to the hospice patient and have that close contact that isn't possible with a regular hospital bed. So a lot of times when, if you've had a loved one or a family member who's been confined to a hospital bed, and in those late stages you can hold their hand, but that's about it. So this cuddle bed is a specialized bed that will facilitate being able to hold your loved ones. And any funds beyond that, they're going to use them to purchase tablets that allows them to then do charting, because a lot of the work that the team does is in the community, in the home. And having the tablets will allow them to keep the charts up to date on the spot in real time, which will just really help them with their work. So that's what Jasmine is going to put the funds towards. The Special Olympics team is getting ready for the next World Games, which are taking place next year in Chile. And so the funds that we're going to raise this year from the DG's 5K are going to go towards helping them defray some of the costs for that. And then the last beneficiary this year is the Breast Cancer Foundation. So the Breast Cancer Foundation is going to use the money from the DG's 5K to support their mammogram voucher program. They provide mammogram vouchers to assist people who maybe it's beyond what their insurance will cover, or they're having trouble meeting copay costs. So it's just to make sure that there isn't that barrier to accessing the early screening and prevention. And they've shared with us that the demand is far outstripped what they've been able to support in the past. And so having the funds from the DG's 5K will really help go a long way towards that, which obviously the more screening that we can have, the earlier that breast cancer is caught, the much better the prognosis is going to be. We really want to support that as well. So those are the beneficiaries this year.
Okay. Now, Ms. Jennifer, people sometimes remark and they are amazed at the extreme generosity of the people of the Cayman Islands. So can we look back since its inception in 2014, the amount of money that has been raised through the DG's 5K and the beneficiaries, of those donations as well?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We, as a community, I mean, the generosity of the community and the generosity of our corporate community as well is really, it's a very special part of, I think, the Cayman Islands community. And since we started in 2014, we've raised almost $750,000 through the DG's 5K to help support a number of different charities. And as we were talking earlier, Jasmine was actually our very first beneficiary when we started in 2014, and thought it would be fun to have a 5K with 500 people and raise $5,000. And we donated $12,500 to them. And in 2015, we supported the Special Olympics when they were going to the Los Angeles Games, the World Games in Los Angeles. And we were able to raise $50,000 that year. It was fantastic. That's the year that Nancy Kirkcaldy Bernard came on board as my fundraising chair for the committee. And made sure that we actually got much better organized and professionalized around our fundraising. And we also, the following year, raised funds to support the Cayman Heart Fund's campaign to purchase an ambulance for the Health Services Authority. We raised $60,000 that year. And then in 2017, we raised $85,000 for the YMCA to support the Ropes Challenge course that they have built at the Field of Dreams. So, and that was the last year that we only had one beneficiary. I think at that point the DG thought, now that we were raising that much money, that he might want to open it up and support more than one.
Yes.
So in 2018, we raised money to support Feed Our Future, Meals on Wheels, and the Kiwanis Club's school breakfast program, as well as the Kirkconnell Community Care Centre in Cayman Brac, and then the Little Cayman Primary School. And the theme that year was around food and nutrition, and we raised $89,000. And then in 2019, we supported the Alex Panton Foundation, the Crisis Center, and the Special Needs Foundation of Cayman, and raised $98,000, and that was the closest we came to the $100,000 target. We thought we were going to get there, but we just fell shy. And then, of course, the 2020 event had to be postponed several times because of COVID. And we had that in 2022. And that year we raised, even though it was just post-COVID, we weren't sure how many people were going to come out and support a group event like that. But we were very, very happy. We raised $82,500 for the Red Cross, Loud Silent Voices, and Unite Against Bullying. And in 2024, we got up to $90,000 for Boys to Men and CVO, and the Addison Kelly Memorial Scholarship Fund that was raising money to support a mental health first aid Train the Trainers program, which is going to make a huge impact. And then last year, as we mentioned before, we were supporting the Scouts
yes.
And the Girls Brigade and One to One, and we raised $93,660. So we have come close to 100,000, but we've never actually hit it. And it would be absolutely fantastic to be able to do that this year in the final year where DG Manderson is leading the event.
And this has all been done without raising the entry fees or anything like that. It has always been the same amount. So if you really, wanted to push, you could increase the fees, but you're not really looking to do that. You want really people, more to be participants than looking to increase the cost.
Yeah, absolutely. And every year the committee sits down and has a discussion around whether we think it's time to increase the fees or not. I think it's probably one of we have not changed them since 2014, and I think it's probably one of the lower entry fees for some of these events on island.
It is, yes.
But we really feel that we don't want to put any barriers in the way for people to participate. And we've been very, very fortunate that our corporate sponsors have come on and continue to come on. So Appleby, as I mentioned earlier, they have been, they're our diamond sponsor, our headline sponsor, and they have been sponsors with us since the 2015, when Miss Nancy came and got me better organized around fundraising. So we're hugely grateful to Appleby for their support. Butterfield have come up to be platinum sponsors. Huge thanks to Butterfield as well. And then in the gold sponsors, we have Cineco, the Credit Union, EY, and Davenport Development and DART. And they have all been on board pretty much from the beginning as well. And so we're just so grateful for the support that they give us. And by those corporate sponsors continuing to come on board and continuing to support us, and we did raise their level of support slightly a couple of years ago, that's been part of what's allowed us to keep the registration fees at $25 and still be able to raise the funds and donate them.
Excellent. We're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN Money Transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
Hey, new drivers, don't just drive, drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
System 1 loaded. For the record, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings from 7:30 to 9:30, we interview the various government ministers, opposition, and Cayman Island legislators. For the Record is brought to you by West Bay Pharmacy at Centennial Towers. Visit us today for fast, efficient, and professional service. Everything you need and the hours you need it at West Bay Pharmacy.
Hi, I'm Tommy from TCE Paint Shop, a longtime listener and customer of Radio Cayman. I have treasured memories of distinct voices of former members of staff of Radio Cayman, which include Ken Smith, Doran Miller, Lomax Rankin, Joyanne Rollins, Tessa Bodden, Alton Ebanks, Edith Bush, Paulette Connolly, Norma McField, and the voice of Radio Cayman, Mr. Loxley Banks. Happy anniversary, Radio Cayman, and thank you for 50 years of service to our island.
You are a child of the universe.
For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. For those of you who are saying, where's the DG? Okay, the DG is on his way. He had another engagement and he's on his way. We still have until 10 o'clock. So whenever he gets here, he will join us. We will have a seat at the table, for him and a mic ready for him as well, because you would have heard on Friday, and of course on Friday's show we had less than a half an hour, probably more than 20 minutes to cover everything. But you would have heard Ms. Jennifer talk about the fact that the DG's personal journey, health-wise, has a lot to do with the creation and initiation of the DG's 5K as well. Meanwhile, Ms. Jennifer has the fort, and she can talk about her, personal journey as well. In terms of seeing this through year after year, the challenges, the rewards, from it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, thanks, Sophie. It's been an absolutely amazing experience to be part of this event. And as I shared when we were speaking earlier in the show, it all sort of came about as a result of the DG's personal health journey. And it was also that while I was at the Ministry of Health, we had the National Healthcare Conference. And the theme for the year, I guess it must have been 2013, was workplace wellness. And I emceed the conference, and at the close of the conference I issued a challenge to all of the participants at the conference. I said, your challenge is to go away and implement at least one workplace wellness initiative in your workplace to try and be part of making some of these changes happen. And then, of course, realized as I was just talking to the DG that meant I needed to do something too. And so that was the year, actually, we started the Walk Run Club that we had, the government administration building Walk Run Club, and which I think is still, I think Ms. Charmaine may still be sort of leading that.
Yeah, I still see people out there.
Which is fantastic. And then in the conversation that the DG and I had, he had been going to, as part of his personal health journey and wellness, he'd been participating in the 5Ks and had been doing some training, but had commented to me in our conversation that he was a bit disappointed that he didn't see more civil servants out and doing these 5Ks and being in part of these community events. And so I, of course, said, well, why don't you have your own? And he said, that's a great idea. Go make it happen. And that's where it all started. And I have been so fortunate to work with so many amazing civil servants over the years that we've been doing the event who have made the magic happen and just are so committed to the impact and the benefit that they see from being part of putting this on and putting it forward. And it's just been such a gratifying experience to be able to co-chair it with the DG and to work with this amazing team who just, make it so. And so it's a really unique opportunity, I think, as a civil servant, working in the civil service, that you get to be part of things that are so directly influential in the community that you might not otherwise, be able to be part of if you were in a different role in the private sector, for example. So it's just, and it's been so amazing to see the event grow from year to year, and to talk to people that have had such a positive experience, and people who have done the 5K and it was the first time that they'd ever done anything like that, and now doing a 5K is something that they do all the time, and they've continued to be active in their day-to-day lives. And the DG had one civil servant who went from basically barely being able to walk less than a mile to doing the 5K and signing up for the half marathon and reducing her blood pressure and getting off her diabetes medication. I mean, it was an absolutely transformative journey that she took. And the 5K was like part of the spark that led her on that journey. So to know that, the team that I have, that I work with to put the event on, that we've had that kind of impact on people's lives is just incredible.
Now, Miss Jennifer, and this gets a little bit sort of like in the governmental politics, if I can put it that way. But, we know that in the next few months we will have a new deputy governor will be named. We know when it comes to the political side of things, there are, new governments coming in. They can decide to create some of their own programs and go with some of the programs that have already been started. Sometimes there may be legal implications where they have to continue it, because to stop it, would have financial as well as legal implications. In this case, with the DG's 5K, there are no such obligations. But anyone who will sit in that seat has to be cognizant of the fact that here you have something that has been going on for 12, 13 years at that point in time, and the incentive is there to keep the ball rolling. Isn't it?
Well, I mean, as Mr. Manderson is retiring in July, we will have a new DG, and it will be up to that DG to decide, whether this is an event that they do want to continue, or whether they want to take a different spin on it. Maybe take a.
They may want to make it into 6K, but certainly not a 4K. You don't want to.
Well, we did do a bit of, we did a 5.2K in the BRAC yesterday, actually. But it'll be interesting to see what the new deputy governor decides to do. I do think that it's some people, when they've said that it would be impossible not to continue it. But it's not. Nothing is impossible, and it may be that a new DG has a different focus that they want to do in terms of a community event. So we'll just, the time will tell. we'll have to wait and see what happens. But certainly, if the new DG were to decide they wanted to continue and they were happy for me to continue to co-chair it with them, I would be very happy to continue to do that.
Certainly, yeah, I'm sure. And you do, such an excellent job with the team that you have as well. I know, Nancy, she's a very detailed person as well, and, committed. And I think DJ mentioned some other individuals on the team as well. Do you want to give some recognition?
I have to try and make sure I don't forget anybody. So Nadira Lord has been leading on registration for me for a number of years now. And Nadira has, and has done an amazing job. Despite all of the demands of her day job, her real job, Nadira has been absolutely amazing at making sure that it all gets done. And she leads the team of registration volunteers and makes sure that everyone comes to collect their package and gets treated with, the full DG 5K experience. And Nadira has been absolutely awesome. Cheyenne Powery has been helping her with registration. Cheyenne has also jumped in with fundraising and just about anything else that might need to get done. Charmaine Dalhouse Morgan has been helping out with the fundraising as well and helping to promote it. The amazing team at the Department of Communications, I have to give a huge shout out to them. Yes. They are the ones who have designed the logo. Every year we have a new event logo. And every year I'm amazed at the talent and creativity that they bring to it, and just helping us also promote the event. So Sanika Cunningham has been the Department of Communications representative, along with Ruth Miles, on the committee this year. But Miss Fran Hammond in the department, the graphic guru, and Miss Elise Helfrecht designed the logo this year as well. Ventisha Connolly, I mentioned, she is our logistics coordinator for the Grand Cayman event, as well as Cayman Brac with Shavela Burke. I'm going to miss some names. I don't have the list in front of me. Simon Amos who's actually now gone back to Canada. He left the civil service, but he was the lead for getting the raffle prizes together. And up until the very last day that he was at work, he was collecting them and chasing them down. And so I'm very grateful to him for that. And Mr. Manderson is joining us right now, which is fantastic. Carrico has been part of the team almost from the very beginning, and she pitches in wherever her assistance is needed. And the team at Facilities Management as well. They come out. Mr. Fisher Porter.
Okay, yes, Fisher.
Mr. Fisher is, he is exactly where you need him every time you need him. I don't know quite how he does it, but I don't think that any of us could put the 5K together without Mr. Fisher. Camille Stoll-Davy has taken the lead in Little Cayman, and it all arose from, we for a couple of years, the first year we only did Grand Cayman, the second year we had Grand Cayman and Cayman Brac on the same day, and then the following year is when we made sure to do the Brac on a different day so that the DG could go. And one year, the DG and I were on the plane, on the Otter, coming back from the Brac event, and we had a layover in Little Cayman, and Miss Camille got on, and we were all wearing our event shirts, and she said, "Oh, did you have something in the Brac this weekend, and when are you going to do it in Little Cayman?" And she offered to organize it.
Wow.
And that's where we've been ever since. So, so, I mean, the members of the planning committee are just a fantastic group of civil servants that have done so much work to put this all together. It's one of those, a lot of times it's just-in-time delivery, but we make it happen, and it wouldn't be possible without them. So, and I have to look and see if I've missed anyone, but it's so much fun to work with all of them.
Great. We're going to take the commercial break, and when you return, you will hear the voice of the DG himself, the Honorable Franz Manderson. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. At Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
For 50 years, Radio Cayman has been the heartbeat of our islands, informing, connecting, and giving Cayman a voice. From breaking news to community stories, the journey continues. Radio Cayman, 50 years of excellence and still going strong.
For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. For those of you who are just joining us, we have also been joined by the Honorable Franz Manderson-Deputy Governor of the Cayman Islands. We are talking about his signature event, the DG's 5K. The conversation has been held down in the DG's absence by Ms. Jennifer Ahearn, who is the co-chair, of the planning committee for the DG's 5K. And of course, on Friday morning, we had the DG here in the studio with us, but that was for a very short period of time. So without any further comments, DJ, good morning, sir. Welcome back to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, sir, and good morning to the people of the Cayman Islands. Thank you, Ms. Ahearn, for holding the fort. And I want to thank her. I'm sure she thanked everybody but herself. So I want to certainly thank her for her leadership. It says co-chair, but she really does all of the work. My role is to show up for the events and to try to do some promotions, which is what we're doing this morning. But we had a very successful kickoff in the BRAC yesterday. We had a great turnout. I think we had a 4-month-old baby that participated.
Wow.
That was the first time that we've gotten someone so young. But it was really an amazing event. I really enjoyed being there. The weather was perfect. And we had some people come over from the from Grand Cayman. Dr. Webster is on a goal to do all 3. He did it last year, and now he's doing it again this year, great. Mr. Kenrick. So I want to say a big thank you to him. And then we have some people from the Run Club here.
Carol McKenzie.
Carol McKenzie and her team, they came over as well. Financial Secretary was there.
Yeah.
He ran the whole thing in his usual style. So.
I did get a message from him when I was talking to him some time ago, and he said he was training for it.
Yes, so he made us all look bad actually. With his running, he's always been a great runner, but he did really well yesterday, and it was well attended. What I love is some of the what happens after the event. So many people are excited that they completed it, that their times were good, that they feel great, and just the togetherness is really special. So I really love that people come out, give their health a bit of a priority on a Sunday morning, and then give back to their community and then get to socialize with so many people. So it was a really great event, and I want to thank everyone in Cayman-Brac and Grand Cayman who made it a successful event.
Certainly. Ms. Jennifer, I think you had one group that you wanted to give recognition to as well.
Yeah, thank you, OC. The one group that I want to make sure and give a huge shout out to is the finance team at the Portfolio of the Civil Service. They are the ones who turn around our requests for purchase orders and get the checks cut for the charities, and we couldn't make it happen without them, and they often unfortunately feel like they have been forgotten, and I don't want to forget them. So huge thanks to Nadisha Walters, the CFO, and all of her amazing team at the Portfolio of Civil Service finance team. So thank you to them.
Great.
Yeah. And Mr. Conley, yesterday was International Women's Day, so I want to give a big shout out to all of the amazing women in our community, especially those in the civil service. We did a little photo shoot yesterday with all of the women who attended. I think women dominated the event, actually. But again, it's so good to recognize the women in our community. If you go back to the early days where women was running Cayman really while their husbands were away at sea. We all got a favorite grandmother who was there for us and to make sure that we were instilled with some good Caymanian values. And I want to give a shout out to my grandmother who has passed, but I have a great mom, great wife, a great daughter. So there's so many women in my life. I'm pleased to say that 47%, I think, of my senior team are all women. 60% of everyone in the civil service is a woman.
Wow.
So we have done very well. And the other news is that women are paid slightly more than men in the civil service. So I think we have done very well in the service, making sure that we are giving our women the opportunity that they deserve to excel. So very proud about that.
And the only position that we haven't had a woman, deputy governor.
That's right. That's right.
I keep hammering that home as often as I can.
Yeah. So we will see in another week or so. I think the governor will make an announcement. So let's see what happens.
Yes. So the DG's 5K, and we're talking about whether or not your successor will continue it.
Right.
We know that you have held, high-profile jobs in the Cayman Islands.
Right.
Being even before he was chief immigration officer, when he was deputy, and even before that as an assistant chief immigration officer as well. And your profile has always, been up there, and there is no doubt that has helped in terms of attracting participants, attracting sponsors and everything as well. So I want to say, kudos to you for your leadership, the way that you have conducted yourself, during your civil service career, and what some people may not realize and may not know as well that he had a severe eye injury at one point, ear injury, at one point in time, as a result of his work in the immigration department as well. So again, thank you.
Yes, sir. Lots of things to overcome, but I had great mentors like yourself. I tell people all the time that we worked together for so many years. I learned so many things from Mr. Connor, and my thing is try to play it back. So someone was there for you. Someone gave you opportunities. Continue to try and do that. So I was very pleased, Mr. Connor, when we got our engagement survey back in October of this year. So in 2017, we started our engagement survey, and one of the questions was around learning and development.
Okay.
And it was only like 53% of the civil service said they were happy with their learning and development. Today, that is in the high 70s. Okay. So I am very pleased about where we have come along in that area, because, I think you set the stage coming back with your master's degrees and were able to parachute into immigration. I think you set the stage and made us understand the importance of a good education and the importance of having your degrees, but then, of course, the hard work and dedication that goes into it. So you were a great role model for a lot of us, Mr. Connor.
Thank you.
Wong and I talk about it all the time. We had some really great days. I tell Miss Jennifer sometimes some of the fun things that we shared. You know, we did a lot to make Cayman a safe place back then.
Certainly, yes.
And I look back on my career in immigration with a lot of pride and a lot of accomplishment, because together we made a difference for our country.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a hard stop at
yes, sir. I will pop over to
9:45.
Yes, sir.
So want to give an opportunity for some closing comments. We'll start with you, Miss Jennifer, and then DG.
Yes.
So racecaribbean.com, that's where everybody needs to go to get signed up. Register online. Please come and join us in Little Cayman this Sunday, and then the grand finale here in Grand Cayman on the 29th of March. We're raising funds to support Jasmine, Special Olympics, and the Breast Cancer Foundation. And as we've been talking about, this is the last DG's 5K that Mr. Manderson will lead as the Deputy Governor. So racecaribbean.com. Get signed up today. If you're a corporate group that want to register your corporate group, you can send an email to dg5k@gov.ky. And if you're looking to sponsor, we have support dg5k at gov.ky. But please sign up today. Come out and be part of the fun. The DG's 5K is an event that you don't want to miss.
And help us reach that record of 2,500 participants as well. DG?
Yeah, so it's a challenge. So our challenge is, first of all, challenge yourself to come out and take part in the 5K. I said to people, listen, what else are you going to be doing 6:30 on a Sunday morning? So there's really no excuse. Come out. You can come out, do the walk, and still get home in time for church. So that's not an issue. Bring your family with you. Get your heart rate up. And the challenge is, I've always given Miss Ahearn and her team some challenges, and they've always exceeded expectations. But we haven't hit that magic 2,500 persons. We came close last year, which was the biggest 5K in Cayman I think that we ever had. But I would love to be able to raise 100,000. That's been elusive as well. So I'm hoping that we're able to raise that and then give our amazing charities that Ms. Ahearn just said a real boost in the arm to be able to do some of the things that they do to make our community special. So see you all in Little Cayman this weekend, and then on the 29th for the grand finale in Grand Cayman. Let's make it very special.
Yes, and folks, please show up and please participate. Give the DG, the Honorable Franz Manderson, a big send-off as far as his 5K is concerned. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. The DG and Ms. Jennifer, they have to leave us. I'm hoping that Mr. Loxley Banks can hear my voice in the studio. I'm going to welcome him back in behind the mic so we can talk, some more about his career at Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Hey, new drivers, don't just drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Babe, not tonight. You keep poking me and I need to be rested for meetings tomorrow.
What? I was almost asleep. That's the mattress spring I keep telling you about, not me. we really need to get a new mattress.
Tossing and turning, back hurting, can't sleep? It might be time to turn in your old mattress and go to bed with a new one. Browse the huge mattress showroom at Brand Source Home Gallery and pick the perfect mattress today. With mattresses to suit every budget, Brand Source Home Gallery stocks a wide selection of sizes and styles like pillow top and gel memory foam. So stop tossing and turning and sleep better tonight with a new mattress from Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
The Consumer Price Index Rental Survey conducted by the Economics and Statistics Office is now underway. The survey aims to collect data from residents of the Cayman Islands who are renting properties. The ESO invites participation in the Consumer Price Index Housing Rental Survey, which the ESO will conduct in February, May, August, and November each year. The CPI survey helps to calculate the inflation rate or the changes in the cost of living in the Cayman Islands. Trained ESO staff with ESO ID cards will administer the survey. The individual information is confidential in accordance with the Statistics Act. No individual data will be published or disclosed. Survey data are exempt from Freedom of Information requests. For more details, please call the ESO hotline at 516-3329 or directly at 244-4602.
Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman.
For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. I want to thank Ms. Jennifer Ahearn and the Honourable Franz Manderson, Deputy Governor, for being in the studio talking about the DG's 5K event as well. I've invited Mr. Loxley Banks back into the studio to talk more about his career here at Radio Cayman. For those of you who may not know, but if you were listening to Radio Cayman, you would have heard it, that the building here at Radio Cayman has now been named after Mr. Loxley Banks. One of our listeners, Mr. Carl Brown, has written and said, "Good morning, O.C. Happy birthday to the indefatigable, the intimidable, the humbly and distinguished Loxley Banks. Congratulations on a well-deserved honor conferred on you. Broadcasting in the Cayman Islands sits on your shoulders. Your contribution to the well-being of the fibers and the fabric of the Cayman Islands is invaluable. You are a statesman, a scholar, soldier, thinker, sailor, communicator par excellence. Thank you for your service." That's coming from Mr. Carl Brown. Mr. Loxley, over to you, sir.
Well, thanks for that. I think we'll try. We don't have much time, but we'll pick up right where we kind of left off there at the beginning of the morning. That but before we go into that little spill, we want to say that there was folks that came before me. IC, International College of the Cayman Islands, had the first actually broadcast station on the spectrum here. Mm-hmm. And that was about maybe a year and a half, 2 years before. It was only 50 watts, I think. And that was, of course, Dr. Cummings that sort of initiated that.
Uh-huh. And what that 50 watts, what that represented in terms of power broadcasts or whatever?
Well, the immediate community around where it was broadcasting from, which was the IC, the International College
in
campus.
Newlands.
Right there in Newlands. Mm-hmm. In fact, that's where it still is. The immediate community got good reception, but as you went out further, it was. But thinking back in those days, a lot of the families in the Cayman Islands had really top-notch radios.
Mm-hmm,
the Zenith Oceanic and the Helicrafter. That was what they was buying, and they were top of the line, so they could they could distinguish what was up there.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of those radios were brought back home by seamen when they returned home.
That's it. And also, right after the war, when the Marines, brought some what was then military U.S. Navy decommissioned ships, the Miracle, which was a minesweeper, and the Mispa, which was a subchaser. They had these huge radios on it, really top-notch radios. It was a naval operation, and they gave the folks who wanted to buy some of these things advantage to buy these radios. And so the only disadvantage with that was that, you needed power, and there was not any power. And the people who bought them usually had a car or had some access to having because they were being operated off of a car battery, so they could give their friend the battery to put in a car for 2 days and charge the battery up. But and before that, well, it wasn't before that era. I think right in between that era and we say when Mr. Cummings established the UC International College radio station, there was Mr. Malco. I don't know if you remember
Malco. Yes.
He operated from a little
right out in front of the Church of God. I think they turned it into a souvenir store. Yes.
Yeah, the building is still there. And I think it was on the occasion of an election that he had what they call a ship-to-show radio. And there were very few other people in the area that had ship-to-show radios, but as I referred back to the radios that they had was really select, had great selectivity, so they could sometimes tune in these ship-to-show radios. And I think he made a broadcast urging everybody to get out and vote. So,
well, there was a time when there was a tie in Georgetown in elections, and Mr. Malako was the one of the candidates, and I think they tied three times. Before the final results. Right. So that would have prompted him to.
Yeah. And as I said, there were those folks that came before me, and they were all thinking of the same trend of thought. Trend of thought that I had, I guess, was the Cayman Islands community, even though. In that era, there might not have been more than 6, 7, maybe no more than 6,000 people in the island. But they needed this kind of communication, and it really, I guess, came to that trend of thought came to fruition during the cadastral survey, and I think you have some knowledge of this when people got up in arms, just about, and they had to call in, the governor called in the Royal Marines, and the ship, the naval ship was anchored in Hogstye Bay in case things got out of hand, and they would come ashore and try to quiet it down. I'm not sure how successful they would have been at that point, but they got it. It was smoothed over, and actually one of the people that really smoothed that over was, the representative from Northside, Mr. Craddock, because the history is that during this period, they convened a vestry in the town hall. And the governor at the time boarded
up the windows.
Boarded up the windows with plywood. And at the beginning of the session, Mr. Craddock got up and said, addressed the vestry, and said that no, you want to call it the Cayman lingo back in. Mr. and I guess he was called the president of the Legislative Assembly at the time. Mr. President, there will be no meeting here in this hall today until those blinds are taken off of the windows in this hall. And Of course, everybody in the vestry agreed with him, and I think the governor at the time, who actually, we know who it was, Mr. Athol Long, got the message real clearly, and he called the public works people back in to take the blinds off the window, and that whole sort of process, cemented in London. Cayman needs a radio station.
Okay.
And it's really a kind of complex story. But getting back to, as I said, I had put in for a license to operate a station here in 1964, and I had not got anyway made any progress with it. And this was in the about 69, 70, when this sort of uprising, erupted. But they realized it then, because if the cadastral people, and they tried to convey what it was all about, but it was a huge step, moving from the area of property, who owned property from almond tree to pawpaw tree to logwood tree. But I guess they did not do as good a communication to convey it to the people, because they were concerned about this was a huge change.
And in a day when we didn't have social media, the people still had the ability to create mischief in terms of the message that they sent out. Yes. And of course, we know now that we have benefited immensely from the whole cadastral, survey and the effort because we now, have, ownership being identified, and there's other quote unquote modern countries that still don't have what we have here.
Well, I think a lot of the countries in the area still today looks to model their land ownership register after what happened here in Cayman.
Precisely.
And that's a story, that should be told. And Kearney Gomez,
yes,
right in the middle of that. And someday maybe you ought to get him.
I've spoken to him about getting him on. Yes,
he's very shy. So he probably wouldn't. I wouldn't say he wouldn't come on, but maybe take a little coaxing.
Yeah.
But there's so much that is involved in the history of what we see here on the ground today, that and which is not enough well known, that there really has to be a concerted effort, a giant effort made to bring all this stuff to where people know about it, those that come across to our shores, and of course a lot of us here in Cayman, Caymanians don't really realize the enormity of it, of what we got here, and what it took to build what we got here.
Yeah. One of our listeners has written and said, congratulations to Mr. Loxley for this well-deserved radio station, quote-unquote, honor. We are delighted to see it. Do I have any more messages here? This one just says, hey, that's a Jamaican number.
For the record.
This person says, I'm enjoying the show this morning, as I always do. When you're on, I'm writing to say happy birthday to Mr. Loxley Banks there with you, and to say that my birthday, the writer's birthday, is today also. Pray that he has a most blessed and enjoyable day. Also, it is such an honor for him to be alive and to experience this historic event of seeing this building named in his honor. God bless. And of course, this message is coming from Miss Rose Myrie. So happy birthday, Miss Rose Myrie, to you as well. I think she's over there in the BRAC. Thank you very much for those kind words, and happy birthday to you as well. This person wrote and said, good morning, OC. Happy Monday. I would like to give Mr. Banks his flowers and to say thank you for believing in me. It has always been my dream to work on air, and Mr. Banks It had always been my dream to work on air, and Mr. Banks made that dream come true through my start on ICCI FM. Gave me a good start. Wishing him many more healthy years. We love you, Mr. Banks. And that is, of course, coming from Miss Anita Khan as well. Mr. Banks.
Well, thank you all for all the accolades. I'm glad I'm able to acknowledge them before they pull the ground away.
Certainly, and I'm going to take every opportunity that we have when we have no guests to have you in the studio to talk more. And, it is, the timing couldn't be, more important as well, while Radio Cayman will be celebrating its 50th year as well. Folks, we have reached that time. I want to thank you for being here with us. Those of you who sent messages, we want to thank the DJ, Miss Jennifer Ahearn, as well. I also want to remind you that we are our brothers and our sisters keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want, or even those who crave. So have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Mr. Charles Glidden Shallow at 12:15 for a talk today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to continue to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctors Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. JN Money, from abroad to Yad. And Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Information, entertainment, inspiration.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac.
Since